Welcome to Baker's channel where stories unfold, covering trials, dramas untold. Grab your seat, settle in, start the show. Courtroom clashes, the fun we bestow. Baker's channel, action's hot, dramas and fun, all we've got. Discuss, debate, break it down. Baker's channel, just the best in town. Lawyers spar, tensions high, sparks fly. We laugh, we learn, dive into the why. Join the chat, have your say, it's your place too. Every twist, we're here for you. Baker's channel, action's hot, trials and fun, all we got. Discuss, debate, break it down. Baker's channel, just the best in town. Damn, please join the crowd. Baker's channel, we're live and loud.
Good evening. We are waiting. Finally, someone put it up live, and we are ready. We are waiting for the judge, apparently. So I'm just going to mute this talking head.
We're going to find out live along with you guys. So you can see there, that is Carly's attorney.
So
recognize
it should be going a little bit late,
Beth Ann White's attorney.
but let's see what it is.
Kevin Camp, and that is
No.
Gregg's attorney.
I'm sitting here.
One of her attorneys.
Hey,
We are
Debbie,
waiting
where?
for her to arrive in the courtroom.
It is Baker again.
And then we can get this underway. See what is happening today with this settlement conference for.
It's a
Carly.
settlement conference
Again, Carly
today.
is she's now 15. She was 14 years old back in March when she allegedly killed her mother and attempted to kill her stepfather.
Monty has been
Mother's
walked.
name was Ashley
Everything's good.
Smylie.
We are ready
She's
to go.
at Northwest Rankin, as well as
And,
Carly, a student there at Northwest Rankin.
Is she going to take a settlement? What could they offer her?
Saying not allegedly, she did, and may the punishment fit the crime. I understand you saying that, but you know, in our justice system here, people are innocent until proven guilty. At least they're supposed to be. So until there has been a proof of.
Then I'll just mute it. I'm sorry. I didn't mute her totally. I have to have her in my ears, but I just have to mute the input. I've only been doing this for 2 years. It's not like I know what I'm doing. No, you can't. Not anymore. And it's funny to see this is a news station doing exactly what I'm doing. Seems like they have been figuring out that people really like to be interactive with the streams. Toy La Carissa, happy birthday to you. 25, never looked so good. She still haven't arrived in the courtroom. Hej, Vejnesår. Du når også lige inden du skal i seng. Miss Irish, good to see you. Now I'm getting the news from Jackson over the weekend. I should go to Mississippi. Is Mississippi a good place to visit? Hey, Chris Mullen. What do I know about Mississippi? It's really hard to spell. They have a river. I think that's what I know about Mississippi. Well, you can fall asleep to my sweet, sweet voice. Texas is better. No. Because you have rattlesnakes and deserts. I need black post-it notes with a neon paint marker. I don't know which of the YouTube thingies that would have black on it. Hey, Fodoxy. Really bloke. Uber, not a fan. I love it. Yeah, let's set up a date and we'll meet there, and then you can be called to work in Boston, Chicago again. Is Texas not like 300 degrees hot? Yeah, it's probably not for fatties. No, I said rattlesnakes and deserts. You count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, in between thunder to see how close the storm is. No, you say 1 case of beer, 2 case of beer. Just like with females, I have been burned by you before, my friend. The Mississippi River starts in Michigan. How about you come to Michigan and travel down the river? I could do that. Oh, she's entering the courtroom. She looks even more like a 5-year-old today. 15 years old. Jesus, she looks little. Once heard that Houston was the fattest city in America, so clearly fat people can survive in Texas. Point taken. But oh my God, she looks younger every trial we see. What did she do? Well, she allegedly put 3 freedom rounds in her mom's face, 1 in the shoulder of her stepdad. She allegedly planned it. She disconnected surveillance cameras, hit the pew, went into the room, got the mom in the chin, then 2 in the face, texted her stepdad, "Hey, when are you coming home?" And then she called her friend, said, "There's been an accident. Could you please come over here?" And when she came over, she said, "Hey, you want to see a unalive person?" Thank you so much, Iris, for the 10 memberships. To I'm Dave, Mess, Janine, Danny T, Booper, Winosaur, Volstrom, Brett, and Jen Pookie, and Mazzi Aribianati. Hey, Jamie, just getting started.
Hi. Hey, everyone.
Well, I would never take you on a furry trip. But we still have a lot of girls we have to save from college.
We're on the record, state of Mississippi versus Carly Madison Gregg, Rankin County Cause number 2024-34169. All right, first matter we have is a competency hearing. State may call this witness.
Judge, before today's hearing, we spoke with the defense attorney and they have agreed to stipulate the competency. Dr. Manny Gugliano is present in the courtroom. I told her she would be excused until that was done. And so we'd like to enter a copy of her report where she found that the defendant, Carly Gregg, is competent to proceed to trial into the record as exhibit to today's hearing.
Any objection?
Yes, sir. Yes, and no, Your Honor. The exhibit, as it is right now, we believe is improper. It can be a redacted version needs to be entered at this time, Your Honor, per the rules.
Mr. Kemp, you raised insanity. Therefore, outside of the rule.
Yes, it's first degree, so try it as an adult. Mississippi. She was 14 at the time, 15 now, but because it's a first degree, she was she is tried as an adult.
In my order where you waive the redaction. However, this is what the court's going to do. There is pretrial publicity on this case, so I don't believe that I'm going to accept it as S1 over the defendant's objection. However, I'm going to see it. I don't. There is a right to publicity, but the court's going to weigh that pretrial publicity against the defendant's right to a fair trial, and I'm going to seal only this report at this time. The objection as to redactions, I did double check the transcript. I asked very clearly, or do you intend to seek an insanity defense? She said yes. So that's the reason why I allowed the state to have an unredacted copy first. Second of all, they had retained Dr. Giuliano, so I felt like they were entitled to it. Now,
I don't know if it's her lawyer or whoever, but she looks 5 years old. She really, really, really looks young in this uniform.
we get into a situation at trial.
No, we watched that earlier today, Kat Randall. She wasn't allowed out on bond.
Portions of it may not necessarily be able to be used depending on the posture at trial. That's where we're going to be. Mark it for C1, mark it as S1, but I'm going to seal it at the end of this year. Anything further from the state? That's competency.
Your Honor, the initial report, our motion in order asked that Dr. Giuliano prepare both an evaluation as to competency and to insanity McNaughton. The state has filed an amended motion asking that we be able to retain Dr. Jason Pickett and that Dr. Giuliano essentially be relieved of her duties to perform that McNaughton analysis.
But nothing further as far as competency,
No,
correct?
sir.
And the defense does stipulate competency, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Based on Dr. Giuliano's findings and the defense's stipulation, the court will find that this defendant is in fact competent to proceed, and we will move forward. All right, now, there was an amended motion by the state that you just referenced. I'm looking at that motion. Let's see here. Document 111, an amended motion for mental evaluation and McNaughton analysis. All right. So the state of Mississippi is asking that Dr. Giuliano be relieved from her obligation to perform a McNaughton analysis.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, that's correct.
You want to hire somebody else to perform a McNaughton analysis.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Dr. Jason Pickett.
Okay, what type of doctor is Dr. Jason Pickett?
He is a forensic psychiatrist. Also, he has did his residency in emergency medicine as well.
Okay. Have you informed him of the trial?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further from the state?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Response by the defense.
First of all, Your Honor, when Dr. Giuliano went and did the the competency hearing, she got halfway through her evaluation on McNaughton. They were just supposed to continue. So we don't understand why they're having to switch to somebody else when that person evidently is qualified to do it and was doing the investigation.
Yes.
Dr. Giuliano here.
She is, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Of course, we'll call Dr. Giuliano.
That's my problem, and I got hell for it in the Benefield trial when they dressed him so much down to look so young, so innocent, so vulnerable, and then people see, oh, this is what she did. Doesn't it backfire and say, oh, she's clearly trying to hide her side? No.
I think when it's kids, it's different, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So.
I do.
You understand you now, the answers.
Yes, I do.
Just one moment. I'm going.
Hey, Gil Ritchie. Yes, this is a hearing in a case we might jump on in September. It's a at the time 14-year-old girl who put 3 lead lumps in her mom's skull and tried to do the same to her stepdad.
First, want to ask a few questions, then I'll turn it over to the state, then I'll let the defense ask any questions. Any objection of the state?
None from state.
Of the defense?
There you go.
Dr. Gugliano, why did you not perform a mental analysis on the defense?
I started interviewing Ms. Gregg regarding mental analysis, but we had been meeting for about 5 hours at that point, and there was a person sitting in the room next to us who we could hear, so I'm assuming that they could also potentially overhear us speaking. And so we stopped at that point, and I was going to reschedule. In working on my competency report and reviewing records that I had received, I believe on 2 days prior to my interview of Ms. Gregg, it seems that medications are going to be relevant to her mental state at the time of the alleged offenses. As a psychologist, I do not have expertise in medications or the potential side effects or impact that medications could have on someone's mental functioning. Therefore, I let.
There was also a problem. There has been either attempts or talk about self-deletion. So that's probably also a reason why not to let her out.
Ms. Newman know that I thought it would be better to have a forensic psychiatrist perform the evaluation because they would be able to fully answer the question.
All right. I'm the witness over the state.
Dr. Gugliano, you were ordered to evaluate the patient. What records did you receive from the defense attorneys prior to interviewing Carly Gregg?
The defense attorneys provided me with Magnolia counseling records from individual therapy that she was receiving.
And there was no prescriptions anywhere in those records, is that correct?
Not in those records, no.
Did they provide any additional records showing the prescription medication that the defendant was on?
No, they did not.
And so we provided those when we received them on August the 8th. Was that the first time that you had records in front of you talking about the use of any antidepressants or medication?
Actually, let me rephrase that. The counseling records did refer to Ms. Gregg being prescribed medication from Precise Neuroscience Center, I believe, or clinic. But I had not received those records yet, and so I wasn't for sure how accurate the records were that the counselor noted. I'm assuming that she was told about the prescriptions from Ms. Gregg, but I cannot say that for sure.
And out of this date, you still don't have any pharmacy records, is that right?
I do not.
And based off of what you told the judge, now that you know there were antidepressants that were prescribed, is it your testimony that you do not think that you would be able to complete the insanity portion of the evaluation?
It's not just that she had antidepressant medication prescribed. It's based on.
We heard about the first hearing which was, I believe, 4 weeks after it happened. They had already switched her medication twice, and a week before she did it, she had also. So that's 3 times within a month. So the medication angle could be something, but they don't have the insanity. So, but they testified that they could go forward, but need another psychological.
The brief amount that we talked about what was going on with Ms. Gregg around the time of the alleged offenses, like in the month leading up to them, her medications were switched, and so there may be a question of withdrawal from medications and how those may have interacted. So it's the fact that side effects or withdrawal symptoms from the medication could be relevant to mental state. That is my opinion, why I'm not the best expert to do that type of evaluation.
And as you sit here today, you can't say, Dr. Giuliano, whether or not there were any withdrawals or that could actually be an issue.
No, I cannot. That's outside of my scope of expertise.
No further questions.
Other things?
No question.
Is there somebody at Mississippi State Hospital that could have, whose area of expertise does that lie within?
It would be a forensic psychiatrist, in my opinion, because they have both the medical training and the forensic training to complete the evaluation.
I understand you no longer work at the state hospital.
I do still work at the state hospital, but I also do private work.
Is there somebody at the state hospital that does, that would be qualified? Or would it?
Dr. McMichael, who's the service chief, is a forensic psychiatrist. However, he has some medical issues going on right now, and he would not be available at this time.
Anything further in what reports?
Gary, just that Dr. Jason Pickett does in fact, does he also provide evaluations for the northern part of the state, sometimes through the state hospital?
Yes, he does. He's a Department of Mental Health certified forensic evaluator.
No.
Anything further from the defense?
Mayor.
You stand. All right. Does the state have anything else in the way of requesting Dr. Penny?
Other than this sort of hints on our other motion to compel, but we were told that we would receive a copy of a report from Dr. Mark Webb from the defense attorney back some time ago, including again last month, and we don't have that. And so we feel that we need Dr. Jason Pickett to go ahead and evaluate this analysis regarding any potential medication or insanity defense, even without receiving a copy of Dr. Webb's report.
Okay. Is that correct? Dr. Webb still has not turned over a report?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I thought I was told July 22nd this report would be complete, and then I did an order for a week after that. And here we sit a month later, and we don't have a report.
Correct, Your Honor. He's still evaluating her. In fact, I think he went, was it last week? Yeah, he was evaluating her and adding information and making sure that his report is correct. And as soon as we get it, we were hoping to have it by the end of this week.
Was Dr. Webb informed of the court's order? I entered an order, he was supposed to turn it over. As I recall, defense counsel offered up early July, and then early July came July 22nd. And then I gave an extra week after that. So why don't?
Yeah, he's not finished with his evaluation. As soon as he gets done with his evaluation.
When do you anticipate the evaluation?
I'm sorry, what?
When? When does he anticipate?
We are planning to have it turned in by the end of this week. That's what, and we've informed.
Read the Kion. You probably, her mom couldn't do it. She caught 3 holes on her skull for it. So please don't do that. We love you too much, Wendy.
Yeah.
Council offices. That's what we're shooting for right now. But I can't turn it over until we get it. Can't get you right now.
I'm not putting Dr. Webb driving this bus. This court entered, there was an order from the county court, there was an order from this court, there was a second order from this court. And that was based on dates that defense turned over. He was hired in April. All right.
This judge have been yelling at the defense before, but they still don't have a psych profile on her because the defense hired a guy in April who still haven't finished it.
The motion in front of the court at this time to whether or not Dr. Jason Pickett can evaluate the defendant. court's going to grant that order. However, there are parts of that order, for example, it says the defense is to turn over discovery. The state has its discovery, the defense has to turn over their discovery. Do you have your proposed order?
No, sir, Your Honor, and I'll tell you why. The motion that we use tracks the language when we have somebody from the state hospital evaluating the defendant. There was some discussion about whether or not we could get Dr. Giuliano's report and whether that would be redacted and who that would be sent to. So I wanted clarification from the court about whether Dr. Pickett would provide his report directly to the clerk pursuant to Rule 12, or whether that report would be provided to my office to be turned over to the defendant. And so I have not prepared an order yet.
All right. This is going to be the court's ruling. The court's going to allow the state to submit this to Dr. Jason Pickett. The state's turn over a copy of the order for the close of business today. Any and all related motions, exhibits, and materials must be turned over by the state to Dr. Pickett by the close of business tomorrow. I don't know why we need a completed patient information form. I don't believe that's necessarily required. Information related to the alleged crimes, discovery materials are to be turned over by both sides, both the state and the defense, before the close of business tomorrow. Copy of the defendant's prior local arrest record and NCIC or FBI identification report. Any of that would be under control of the state. The state's going to turn that over by tomorrow. Information concerning the defendant's mental health and medical history, including.
There's no indication of any abuse. We don't know anything about her paternal father, or even if there is one, if he died, anything, nothing. She's 14 years old. It's really 15 now, so it's really, really hard to dig in those cases. The only thing I know is her mom was a teacher. She was homeschooled. She skipped some classes because she apparently was a very bright kid. She had some mental problems, maybe bipolar, maybe borderline. Again, 14 years old, it's really hard to find information. She was on at least Lexi, what's the name, Jamie?
Lexapro.
Lexapro. Don't know anything else. I don't know if you can do better fishing expeditions. I couldn't find anything.
Copy of the report following a psychiatric, psychological expert providing any previous forensic opinion or evaluation of the defendant. Both sides will turn that over by the close of business tomorrow.
That
all relevant medical, psychiatric, psychological records, and all relevant educational and court, including youth court and employment.
The defense isn't raising anything today. They actually stipulated to the findings that there had been made, but the state wanted a mental evaluation from a forensic psychologist because the one they had on it couldn't do it because it had to do with medication, and she didn't feel she could give the answers needed. So that's what he's ruling on right now, that the state has to do it because defense haven't met their timelines.
Employment records will be turned over by both sides. I'll close business tomorrow. Both sides could file a certificate of compliance by the close of business tomorrow. However, I'm forewarning the state. I'm trying this case this time. So Dr. Pickett better be ready to try the case. As to the medical report from Dr. Webb, this court has serious concerns. I cannot for the life of me understand how Dr. Giuliano is able to go interview and turn over a report within a couple of weeks, but Dr. Webb's not. I really, Dr. Webb is not going to be driving the bus. If you don't turn over the report by the close of business tomorrow, this court's going to look at exclusion.
Your Honor, just for the record, and the rules speak that we have until the 30th of August to turn that over. It's also, we have till the 30th of August to, actually it's 10 days after that. But it says that we have to, that's when we have to file our notice as far as insanity. That's what is the determining factor of whether or not we are using the insanity defense. We have not done that yet. We are still within our time frame to do that. Once we file our notice of insanity, if we do that, Your Honor, then what happens is that sets some things in motion. Within 10 days after that, we have to provide any reports, any information that was relied on has to be provided to the state. That's what the rules say.
That's not what the rule says. The rule says in any event, not less than. However, the willful holding on to discovery material and not turning it over in order to obtain a tactical advantage falls under Taylor versus Illinois from the U.S. Supreme Court.
And Your Honor, we don't have it very.
I don't think this judge likes his defense attorney. Thank you, Tooch, for becoming a member.
No.
Clearly, the exclusion is appropriate in those circumstances. This court finds it very circumspect that Dr. Webb is not able to turn over a report. Has defense counsel turned over the records you intend to rely on in the trial?
Most of the records, Your Honor, have come from the state. And I think
So what's the hold up?
we
For Dr. Webb,
we've
you
turned,
gave everything over to Dr. Webb you intended to rely on. Why are we here 4 months later? You're telling me, well, Dr. Webb will get to it when he gets to it. The rule does not say you can hold your discovery until 10 days before. You have to read Rule 12 and Rule 17 to get it. Rule 12 requires a prompt disclosure. And I'm forewarning the defense. This is beginning to sound like a willful attempt to obtain a tactical advantage, as outlined in Beckwith versus State and Taylor versus Illinois.
Your Honor, all I can tell you is that he is still evaluating her as late as last week. And so when
Is Dr. Webb here today?
No.
Did you inform him of the hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, but he knew we were not objecting to her competency to stand trial, and that there would be a stipulation.
he's only testifying about the McDonald issue.
Look, you're going to be able to preserve your argument for appeal, but the rule does not say that you can hold off and wait to turn over the expert opinion until you want to. That's not what the rule says. The rule doesn't say you can wait for 10 days before. You noticed this court in July that you were going to be obtaining a medical expert. It is total ambush, a complete bushwhacking to hold the report till 10 days before. And that is not the purpose of an insanity defense. Mental health, insanity defense is a shield for Ms. Gregg. But at the point she tries to turn it to a tactical advantage, she loses that shield. And the state of Mississippi can raise that with the jury. And if you're going to be trying this case in front of a bunch of people that went to vacation Bible school, this little light of mine, I'm going to let shine, hide it under a bushel. Why would we hide this under a bushel? Why would you wait till 10 days before trial? If she truly was insane or truly was under the influence of these drugs, why hold it till 10 days before trial? It looks bad in front of the jury.
Yeah, we're not withholding it intentionally 10 days before trial. First of all, the rules specifically speak when we have to file our insanity notice of insanity defense. We have not done that yet. The case law is very clear that putting the court on notice that we are getting an expert to look at insanity is not putting the court on notice that we are offering insanity defense. We have until the 30th of this month per the court's order, because that's when the motions have to be filed by the 30th of this month. On that day, we have to have done notice. We're getting it done early, and we're working on it. We don't have the report. Dr. Webb is being very thorough in what he's doing because this is a very important case. It's very complicated issues. And so as soon as we get it, we are going to provide it to the state. We are not hiding anything.
What had to turn over to the state?
We turned over everything anything that we have had that they don't, we have given them.
What's the state received from the defense?
Absolutely nothing. Not one piece of paper, not one name, not a phone number. That's why we filed a motion to compel compliance with rules, criminal procedure 17, back in July, asking for discovery. We've sent multiple emails. We've asked multiple times. We've asked in person. We've been provided absolutely nothing.
Response.
Your Honor, we provided counseling records that we received that the state did not have. We provided those. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
What date did you provide those?
Your Honor, I can't recall off the top of my
What
head.
proof do you have that you
Casey
provided?
Well, I mean, I have emails.
Do you have those?
If I can find my phone. And I believe we also provided those same records to the state's experts, but everything else has been what we've received from the state.
That's not entirely correct, because in the report that Dr. Gugliano did have, I noticed there was a statement from the stepfather that is the first time that's ever been testified to in court, unless you can show me somewhere in the discovery that it was. I've not seen the discovery, but I heard the man testify, I read the transcript, and I sat down with the report, and there's new information in there that's nowhere in the testimony that does contradict what was stated on the record. So how long did you know about this statement about her mental status in the days before?
Your Honor, I believe we've talked about that since April, on the record in county court.
This is where we are, both sides. The proponent of the evidence bears the burden of showing where you turned it over. Both of them. If you haven't turned it over by the close of business tomorrow, it's not coming. Order to compel is granted, both sides. Your discovery will be turned over by the close of business tomorrow, or it's not coming, period. If it's not in your custody, that's fine. That's one situation. The court will look at when it came into your custody, but the person offering that proof is going to bear the burden of proving when it came into your custody. I'll make myself clear for the state.
Yes, Your Honor.
For the defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
close of business tomorrow.
Your Honor, I'd like to make an exhibit to this testimony as well, where the state has requested repeatedly for discovery, as well as the emails between myself and Ms. Todd, where she absolutely did not provide those records to me, where I asked repeatedly that they be provided to me, and she said she turned them over to Dr. Gugliano. So it's disingenuous at this time to state that she actually sent those to me.
Objections for the record. Objections for the record about the defense.
Your Honor, I haven't had time to look through these.
Show them to her.
I emailed them to her earlier today. She responded to my email about a plea offer, so I feel certain that she received the email.
I received an email today that I responded to Catherine asking her if the state intended to
Okay.
offer.
But the state is offering emails. Show them to defense counsel.
I just gave her a copy here.
Objection as to the introduction, as to the court moving into the case.
No objection as to the court.
So we want this to.
Unless it's an absolutely stupid plea deal, take it.
Oh, I know. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Again, they have her on camera going into the room with the pew going off.
Well, and we have a survivor and we have a friend that are going to tell the same story. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently she started being homeschooled after she took a little stabber to school. And that's why she's dressed like that, because then you will think, that can't be true. Boom, 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 boom. Who does that female lawyer look like? Is it Judge Mommy? No.
I don't know.
Oh, she looks like some actress. kind of like Trinity from The Matrix. You're too young to have known that movie. Yeah, she should get a fair trial and innocent until proven guilty. But again, with her on camera going into the room just before it says "Q Q Q" in there, and then calling her friend and say, "Hey, you want to see an unalive person?" It's 30. What did I read earlier? 25-year minimum.
I have very some questions for
Home. So probably do time, but still, if they give her like 15 or something like that instead of the minimum 25.
side of order of July 3rd, 2024 for mental evaluation and mental analysis. The emails that I'm seeing are July 30th and July 31st, where the state is asking for medical records. What date did the defense turn the records over to Dr. Guglielmo?
Your Honor, if you'll look back, you'll see on Monday, July 22nd, I emailed the records to Dr. Giuliano with Catherine Newman CC'd on that email.
Dr. Guglielmo, did you receive medical records on July 22nd?
I believe so. I don't have the date with me, but that sounds about right.
I can show you the email through.
You want to make them exhibit?
This was Catherine's exhibit, she gave it to me.
Your Honor, if I may, she copied the email that she sent to Dr. Guglielmo, then sent me an email that says FYI. There were no records attached, which is why I asked no less than 5 times on the 31st to please just send me the records.
Your Honor, may I have the records?
Sure.
You'll see. Maybe this is actually where I sent the records and where I forwarded the email.
This isn't a records.
Nope, no.
Oh, that's what Catherine gave you.
Well, if you want to make a separate exhibit, show it to her. If you want me to look at it, show it to her. And you can mark yours defense exhibit.
I'm confused. Where does it say it was sent to me?
Do you have an objection to it coming in?
I have an objection based off what she's claiming it to be, so yes, there's an objection to that. It's in the packet, Judge. Nowhere is my email listed in the top of that email where she sent the records.
Objection of the rule, mark it D1. All right, for the record, you highlighted it purple, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And then the email's below where I forwarded the email with the document.
Ms. Todd, that's not what this shows. I mean, it's going to speak for itself. You sent these to forensicsiteservices.ms@gmail.com. You go down, Amanda Guglielmo responds to you, received, thank you. Then you email FYI, thank you, but there's no attachments.
I believe if you get forward, you see where it's attached.
I see where it was attached to Dr. Guglielmo.
Right, yes, Your Honor. You can continue to go. You'll see where Catherine even asked about the dates on the records, and I tell her where the dates are on the records.
I think he's yelling at everyone. And it seems like the two teams doesn't like each other.
Lucy, can you let me know where the records are from and what dates? The Blue Cross Blue Shield printout shows that she saw multiple counts. All right. I will say this from both sides. The purpose of discovery is to obtain a just and fair result. This court will not stand for an attorney claiming discovery evidence. Close of business tomorrow. Both sides. You either turn it over If you can prove to me you turned it over, and I'm not talking about an email saying, see, there's some records attached. There'll be something to the effect of, we've baked stamped documents 1 through 200, here they are. If they're not in the discovery tomorrow, they're not going to come in unless they are not in your possession. The purpose of discovery is to reach the truth. It is not to ambush either side. I'm going to be frank. If the young lady was suffering from a mental defect or illness or medication, then she should be set free. But if she's not, period. That is a perilous argument. The jury is going to make this decision. Holding discovery does not help anybody. It does not instill trust from the public that a truthful justice is reached. And this court's going to make sure both sides get a fair trial. Only way I know to be fair at this point, y'all turn over your discovery. Close the business tomorrow to both sides, or it's not coming in. It's just that simple. All right. Are there any more motions by the state?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I believe that handled both our motion to compel the compliance with your rule about the mental evaluation order, as well as the general motion to compel.
Motions by the defense that I've not that are pending or noticed for today.
No, nothing's noticed for today.
Has the state of Mississippi made a plea recommendation in this case?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Do you intend on making a plea recommendation?
Possibly, Your Honor.
Well, it'd be a good day to do it.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We received the report on Friday afternoon. There were brief discussions between our office and Mr. Camp, and that's as far as that has gone.
You've got till this Thursday to reach a plea agreement if you want to reach one. If the defendant wants a term of years, then we have till this Thursday to reach that. Otherwise, it's an open plea to some offense. Negotiations are going to wrap up this week. I caution both sides to be very careful not engaging in plea negotiations. Now, I read the mental evaluation from Dr. Gugliano, and I understand the defendant may not be interested in plea negotiations. This only goes a couple of ways. If a jury finds that she's guilty and fixes the punishment, life is life. If they can't fix the punishment, I have to decide. It's a minimum of 20 to 40 years. If the jury finds her not guilty by reason of insanity, she goes to jail for some indeterminate period of time. Could be a week, could be 10 years, don't know. But come this Thursday, Ms. Gregg needs to understand it's out of her control. The state needs to understand you're not coming to me after the deadline and saying, well, we'd like to clear 25, 30 years. I'm not doing that. This Thursday, 5 o'clock, she's either going to enter a pretrial conference checklist.
What happened? What happened? I don't know what happened. Internet go boom boom. I'm back. Can you see me? I didn't do anything. My internet just said rip and everything closed.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Is that clear to the defense?
It is, Your
All right. Do we have anything further? Last time on the state,
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
on the defense.
Nothing.
All right. We'll be in recess.
Well,
Yeah,
it was the perfect time for the internet to go crap.
I don't know what happened. I just got booted.
No, it's since I gotten that fiber line that really should be stable, it's been really unstable. But I think it's because I have my VPN on that sometimes does a number.
Hmm.
The mind eye is powerful. I don't see Baker, Jamie, or Danielle Torrance. I don't know who Danielle Torrance is. I think it's the VPN that giveth and taketh away. Because every time I have it turned on, but I need it because our socialist overlords in the European Union have decided that we can't see all the news from the Americas without them paying something or doing. So it's region locked from Europe. So that's why when I make $1 million off the Sarah Boone case, I'm moving to America.
Is that it?
Yeah, when I make that $1
Okay.
million bucks. So
Packing your
maybe
bags.
if you get me to 3 or 4 million, so I can bring the kids, there's a bigger chance.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, she seemed a little flustered when she heard how long she's getting, but this judge seems like he ain't taking no prisoners.
His accent, when he gets fired up, I
Yeah.
couldn't really understand him. I was trying to listen hard. And I love Sue going, she knew exactly what he was saying. Like, oh, I wish.
Well, we don't know how drugged up she is. Yeah, I don't know. It's the VPN, I think, craps it out. It's because I'm in the US right now on it, and then it just, I don't know. It should be. I took the one that said a stable bandwidth, but not that stable. I could live with Jamie. Sadly, Jamie doesn't have
Yeah.
room because her dogs live with Jamie.
It's only for me.
Yeah. No, I needed to live somewhere a little warmer where I don't have to shovel snow, but not hot enough to go to Texas or Florida. I want your passport. Maybe I should just pay someone in. But no, the problem is it's region locked, so it'll say, "Oh, it's not available in your region," so I can't even get on the internet or on the website. I think when I saw that picture of her with that bowl cut, I think Children of the Corn.
Yeah, or Village of the Damned. Those kids were creepy.
I have one of those for jars, so they're really easy to open. Best thing in my kitchen. So, Jamie, that was that.
That was that.
Judge don't they like part of them. If they go with the insanity defense, yeah, she'd go to the loony bin for maybe forever.
Yeah.
If not, it's at least 25 years in prison. But it doesn't seem like either side have anything under wraps because the defense haven't gotten the psych evaluations they should have.
Mm-hmm.
But the state sent them emails without attachments to. So again, don't hate on Texas. It's 102 right now.
Ugh. It is 70 degrees right now. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's about as hot as it was here today. It was nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bad cook, so not that good. It sounds like the jury can set the sentence also, and they might go with life if she's convicted. No, I read the ruling this morning, If they can't agree on life, the judge must give her a minimum of 25 years. 25 to,
40.
was it 50?
I think it
40,
was 20 or
25 to
40.
40. 25 to 40 is the minimum after July 1st, 2024, that the judge is allowed to give her. Yeah, but again, then take it. Take a. Get her help.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fill her with hope that she can beat this, because she can't do it with what we have heard so far. Innocent until proven guilty and everything, but I've been burned by enough juries to know no jury will buy this. No matter if they claim it was the Reefer or the Lexipro or the Voices, she'll be going away.
Well, they really should. I mean, well, yeah, she's going away either way. If she goes to a hospital or if she goes to jail.
What is 100, Jamie?
What?
You
All done work with 100 degrees. 100 degrees.
37. That's hotter than I am on the inside. Jesus, no, I can't say that anymore. For helvete, det. You can't live in that heat, Jamie.
You know you can. I hate it. I hate it. It never really reaches it here every once in a while, but nope. No, thank you.
If it hits 103, at that point you are recommended in Denmark, if you have a fever that high, to seek hospital. And you live in it.
Seek hospital.
I think they're crazy.
They are crazy.
No wonder. Jeez. Nope, I can't say that anymore.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah, 100
thank you.
Celsius is the boiling point of water. Yes, I know that. I made pasta today, so that was 100 grade. I want to sit outside so bad, but the highest temperature is supposed to be 100 and.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I won't be coming to Australia at any time of the year. One, it doesn't exist. Two, Florida people is less scary than the sweetest animals in Australia. No wonder that you go a little loopy. They have local cooling stations. I would be living in an ice bath if it was 103 degrees.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the Volstom, Volstom couldn't have her go around fixing his wood or something. Woods, trees. I should say that in a different way. Yeah, she's not going to be a productive member of society. I always say to my Danish friends to say, you talk with those Americans, they're weird. I said, nah, they're nice people when you get to know them, some of them, a few of them. And try to defend them. But you send kids out to play in 104 degrees. And you think we're weird when we leave our babies outside in the stroller in the snow?
Yes.
Yeah, we have had 5 days of summer this year. Hey, before I go, 16, yeah, that's well, I think that's probably how hot it is now after the sun's gone down. But we had a good day today. A little overcast in the middle of the day, but sun when I was out walking Monty.
Monty. Oh, Monty. He's so cute.
No, it's not my dog. I'm just dog sitting. Mess, it's because they're weird. They think people want to steal a baby. Have they met babies? I never. Who's gonna steal a baby? They cry.
I mean, I wouldn't, but people sell them on the black market.
To
So,
whom?
I don't know. It happens though. I think. I assume. I guess.
Yeah, we had a meetup 3 months ago in Tennessee.
Mhm.
No, it's not the same fur baby. It's another fur baby. To kitty diddlers. Yeah. But you can
Yeah, I
carry
mean,
pew-pews. Just use those.
yeah, exactly, Danny T. Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, I see a lot of people just leaving them in cars or at home alone. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard of stuff like that. So where the kid is in the car, but just walking up to a stroller and my oldest daughter had colic for 4 months. Someone would come back and pay me to take her again.
I don't. I just assume everything. I assume there's a black market and you can sell anything to it.
It's on the dark web. Jamie runs
Yeah.
a side business. Well, her
I don't know.
sister had so many kids, she doesn't notice if one of them go
Yeah,
missing.
just take a couple. Maybe get her some extra ones,
Yeah.
change them out. She has no idea.
Did we used to have 2 redheaded kids? Don't worry about it. Just go on. Jamie, that was that. Yeah, I've seen like 3 or 4, and that's in Denmark. They leave their dogs in their car, which I don't understand. But again, it's a dog. But your baby,
I mean,
that's a summer day in Denmark, 25 degrees.
it's all terrible.
This case, as you can see in the Chiron, is a 14-year-old girl, mental health issues, who is being charged with first-degree unaliving of her mother, who she put 3 new holes in her face, and then she texted her stepdad, said, "Hey, when are you coming home?" And after she did that, she texted her friends saying, "Hey, I have an emergency. Can you come over?" When she came over, she said, "Do you want to see a unalive person?" And when the stepdad walked in, she clipped him in the shoulder and ran away. Charged as an adult, minimum 25 years. Didn't he plead? I think didn't he plead guilty Friday? I think so. They ghosted it into a house and took off on. That's stupid. Well, my kid, if I drove around, would fall asleep after like half an hour, 45 minutes. But many a night I spent walking. That Carla guy is a girl, 14 years old, unalived her mother, and tried to unalive her stepdad. Well, they have her on home surveillance camera walking into the room just before the pew-pewing starts with something hidden on her back. So, good chance that she'll be found guilty. Why?
But
Leaving kids in a car.
it's
That's why I
happening.
have them in we call them auto chairs. So you can just pick them up and take them out. But Jamie, tomorrow if I can find the latest Corey Richards, we'll watch that tomorrow. Or I have just been made aware of a trial, but it's a 5-week trial. Do we want to do 5 weeks?
That's how good it is.
I don't know how good it is. It's Marissa who
Because when I hear
we
5
can
weeks
take a
with these trials nowadays, it makes me cringe because it's like, what are they going to drag into court over and over and over again?
look at it and see if it's anything we want to do.
The local attorney talks about potential challenges defense attorneys face in their case of a man who is accused of killing multiple people. Frederick Rogers is charged with capital murder in the 2020 deaths of 7 people inside a home in Valamosa Springs. His trial is set to begin in just a few days. News 19's investigative reporter Dallas Parker joins us in the studio. And Dallas, you spoke with a local attorney about the likely challenges ahead.
That's right. I spoke with attorney Mark McDaniel, who is not connected to this particular case, but has more than 40 years of criminal defense experience. And he says this case is going to be challenging for the defense team, no matter how the lawyers approach it.
It's not often in your career that you will be called upon to defend multiple killings like this.
Frederick Rogers, one of 2 men accused of killing 7 people in a house in Valamosa Springs, is headed to trial after 4 years in jail. The court says it anticipates the trial starting next week and it could last a month. Veteran defense attorney Mark McDaniel, who is not working on this case, says that the potential evidence in a case of this magnitude creates a unique challenge for the defense. Autopsy photos of a single victim can take a toll on a jury, but in this case,
They're not seeing one body. They're going to see, in this case, they're going to see 7 bodies.
in capital murder cases, there's both a guilt phase, where a jury decides on guilt or innocence, and the penalty phase, in which jurors decide between a sentence of life without parole or death. With the weight of that evidence, McDaniel says it may become less about proving innocence. The defense also has to focus on sparing a life.
You pretty much got to count on going into the penalty phase.
And if the jury comes back with a guilty verdict, then
But the hardest thing to do is to ask a jury, beg a jury not to kill your client. That same jury has already found your client guilty.
McDaniel says even when the crime is shocking, every defendant has a right to effective counsel.
People got a right to defend defense, but in the main issue in this case for these defense lawyers is going to be whether or not they can get a jury to vote for life without parole instead of death. That's the main issue in this case.
Now, opening statements in the capital trial are expected to begin Tuesday morning, and the state plans to call dozens of witnesses in its case.
Well,
I don't know what state it's in.
happening?
He
That
unalived
kills
7 people.
Yeah, but why? And who are these people?
Jamie, I got it from Marissa 5 minutes ago. I don't know. Where is it? I don't. It's just Marissa is, and she's not here to
Well,
answer
if
for
it's
herself.
a DP case, then it's somewhere with DP. So that narrows it down a little bit.
Monty,
I don't know.
hey, do you know who has a channel? You can cover it.
Whatever.
I don't. I can't. What is this? It's let's look at this. It's in, I don't know. Huntsville, Alabama is on the Chiron. So it's Alabama. What time zone is that? Banana or real?
Should be Eastern, I believe.
Jury selection is underway in the Morgan County Courthouse in a case where prosecutors will be looking for the DP against Frederick Rogers. Frederick Allen Rogers and John Michael Legg are accused of unaliving 7 people at a home of Toluca Road in Valamosa Springs in June 2020. All the potential jurors from there, blah, blah, blah. Jurors were asked questions about any implicit bias they have that could impact their impartiality. Some questions included any biases against law enforcement or Hispanic people. The defense also posed a Jamie?
Where are you? Hypothetical question.
Hypothetical question to the jury that asked if they could consider the aggravating factors or mitigating factors that could lead to someone getting the DP following a capital unaliving conviction. It was a question that some potential jurors struggled with. Others said they couldn't deal with the decision of life or not life being left in their hands. Selection is still ongoing and more than likely will carry into Friday, and opening statements are slated to start on Tuesday. So that's what we have here.
Alrighty.
I don't know. Could be interesting.
Could be.
5 weeks, that's a
lot.
That's a long time. I just want to see if there's any good explanation as to what and how, why they did it.
Yeah, like. Was he friends with these people?
6 DP Morgan County man charged with 7 deadly sins murder. DP. Both ankles look good.
What looks good?
Bojangles.
What's Bojangles?
It's a commercial.
Oh, yeah, we don't have those around here. So I don't know what that is.
Oh. Rogers is charged alongside John Michael Legg with unaliving 7 people inside a Valamoso Springs home after a dispute involving their motorcycle club known as 7 Deadly Sins. Morgan County Sheriff Ron Puckett described it as a crime that shocked the community and tore families apart. Prosecutors say DP, several motions, blah, blah, blah. DP Bart. The defense also wants the judge to warn jurors about crime scene photos they describe as gruesome. They argue any photo shown should not be used solely to cause prejudice or passion in jurors' minds. The photograph of the victims and crime scenes, which are I try to say bloody and distasteful, are admitted under the Alabama rules of evidence upon the basis that they tend to illustrate, elucidate, or corroborate some relevant material inquiry. However, all photographs which are admitted into evidence are admitted for the purpose of illustrating some point concerning the crime at issue. The victims in the septuple unaliving ranged from 17 to 45. It took weeks for authorities to find and capture the suspects, with multiple agencies assisting in processing the crime scene and searching for the responsible people. Almost 3 weeks after the unalivings, authorities found Legg and Rogers in Oregon. They were indicted on 6 counts of capital unaliving. Once extradited back to Morgan County, investigators said Rogers told them in an interview that he and Legg had started a motorcycle club called the 7 Deadly Sins, and they served as president and vice president. In a recent court filing in Morgan County, said Rogers' trial could take up to 4 weeks. So, apparently something with a motorcycle club. That's what I can find.
Okay.
I don't know. Uh, 105 to 107. Leave. Wherever you are, leave. Anywhere on the planet except Sweden is better than that. Hey, it's just like with the church. Wherever 2 people meet in my name.
Yeah, were they the only people in this club?
I don't know.
Did they unalive all the members? Is that what the problem was? Is that the only members they had?
Jamie, I just read you what I know. Maybe this one.
I'm gonna
CPS
create
40.
my own club, Dave. You know it. It'll just be me. It'll be
Now
the
you
best
can
club ever.
have a club with Dave and sit in his treehouse.
Just me and Dave.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo.
Same. It's the same article, just put in a different order. That's nice. I can't find anything about why. Oh. Oh.
What?
Well. Capitol unaliving defendants plan to escape Alabama jail foiled. John Michael Legg was charged with second-degree attempting to escape after allegedly donning a trusty uniform and walking through the jail complex. A Morgan County jail inmate facing 6 counts of Capitol unaliving received assistance from another Capitol unaliving defendant in his effort to escape, according to the sheriff's office, and both were charged Wednesday for the attempt. John Michael Legg, 21, was charged with second-degree attempting to escape after allegedly donning a trusty uniform and trustee. I don't know. What's that? It must be someone who has special rights.
Trustee.
Yeah, trustee, right? I don't know
Yeah,
what's with
trustee.
why. Yeah.
Well, that term's like a trustee uniform. I would think they mean like, did he put on like a cop uniform or something?
Yeah, but I think it's one of those who have special privileges and can move more freely in the prison.
Maybe.
The incident was investigated and warrants were obtained. Swarford said the uniform was taken from the trustee's bunk and the trustee was not involved in the scheme. He said neither of the inmates left the building. The plan was quickly discovered by jail staff. They lauded
That
this.
makes sense then. And
Yeah.
it must be somebody who can like move more freely in the prison.
Yeah.
The jail.
In a preliminary hearing in 2020, FBI investigator Chris Hendon testified that Rogers admitted to fatally pewing James Wayne Benford of Decatur, Jeremy Roberts of Athens, Roger Lee Jones of Decatur, and William St. Hodgin of Somerville. Nope, we can't cover this case. Sorry.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Come on. We already did enough.
I'm behind, but Mr. Rogers used to have a banging curly fries. Yeah, isn't it trustee? Thank you so much. It doesn't make sense that it was trustee. Dog is the factor that gets him in the chair. Well, it's the factor that I can't cover it because Jamie will be crying every day.
I'll have a biased.
Trustee and trustee isn't the same thing. I have only seen trustee. That's one who gets money from a trust or works at a trust or something or has a trust. I don't know. Yeah, Innocent until proven guilty. It could have been a stuffed dog.
Nope.
Authorities found about 60 spent bullet pewing cases in the house and said some of the bodies were doused in gasoline and partially burned in an attempt to destroy evidence. According to the search warrant affidavit, a witness said Legg and Rogers were members of a club called Seven Deadly Sins, which also included at least 3 of the unaliving victims. According to court records, Rogers has competency hearing set in Circuit Court Judge Stephen F. Brown's courtroom at 10 a.m. Monday. No trial date. We have that now. At a preliminary hearing in 21, a police detective testified he had no proof at the time that Lewis was present when Jordan was unalive, but that Lewis had admitted to being involved in the plan to rob Jordan. So it's a robbery gone bad, it seems like.
They're gonna rob their own members?
Jamie, it's criminals. It's not like well, there's no DP in that case. Yeah, but it's spelled weird. Marissa just gave me the papers. I love that instantly, because you're a YouTuber and you pull something up, you know everything. I don't know. What are the 7 deadly sins? Well, the first one is murder. Second one is murder. Third one is murder. Fourth one is unaliving. Fifth one is unaliving. Sixth one is unaliving. And the 7th one is unaliving. 7 victims. That's 7 deadly sins. I don't rob my members. I just don't give them good content. And Walson became a member today. Thank you, Iris.
Good job, Iris.
I got my trusty dog, and my dog is a trustee on my account.
Yeah.
Oh, we make fun of the weird guy who knows speak English. Possibly. But Jamie, the poll says...
Of course they say yes.
72% says yes. 20% says no, take a vacation, enjoy life. America isn't a democracy, so yes, Josie, it seems like you can see if you can find some documentos, and that's pretty efficient. Yeah, get them in there, find out where they have their stash, unalive them, and take it. It's easier than having them around the club.
Yeah.
Grifters. Hey, I am the Grift King. Youth Electrical Chair Fund. I think you and Dave need to do a fundraiser on that one. But do what you want, Baker. Daniel, have you met Jamie?
Hey, his audience has spoken.
Yeah, and the problem
Doesn't
is,
care what I think.
the only thing is, if it takes 5 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, Carly Gregg is supposed to start that week, but we can figure that out. The Richards hearings, well, we're just going to skip those and let some other amazing YouTuber cover that then. That's also so far away, so that'll be a stupid time. I just have to find out what time it is in Alabama.
I thought it was Eastern, but I think it might be Central. So it's just an hour behind Eastern.
Oh, it's in the middle of Tennessee. Yeah, that should be Eastern, right?
Well, no, you gotta make me look it up.
Thank you, Toy. Central. How can it be Central? Tennessee is just. I was in Tennessee, and Tennessee was Eastern. How can it be Central?
Tennessee split. Tennessee's Central.
Jeez. No, I can't say that. For sect.
Yeah, it's Central.
Couldn't you Americans just get on a normal time schedule? No, but it is such a big country. So you can't split it in the middle. I should draw a chair on that one. Now I have all the dots on it. Let's see. See if we can figure out put a chair in here somewhere. No, that won't look good. Let's make old Sparky.
Mm-hmm. Are you drawing old Sparky on there? I mean, who knows? It might take a lot less time than, because they always shoot. They always say the time, and then the next thing you know, they're calling it like a couple weeks in. So
yeah, but I don't know if they mean 4 weeks with if they have to determine the DP as well. So like the Burgos trial.
And that was only like what, a couple of
Monty.
days, maybe.
Oh, but the bottom of the chair.
Because you just have to do the whole like bring people in and tell you why it's more beneficial to just keep them alive.
Yeah, because if we just do I don't care about the DP part of it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if they just do if we just do the trial, that could be fine.
Yeah.
We live in Indiana and we're skinny and have 2 time zones, and the split is random.
Yeah. Where did he go? I mean, I don't really care. Because I feel like that little girl is going to she might take a plea deal. I mean, if I was her attorneys, I'd be pushing for it for sure. Unless they're really going to go for the insanity defense. But if she really does have mental problems, I mean, she needs to go to a hospital, regardless of the crime. So.
Yeah, I would give her a plea deal and say, you go to the loony bin. That's the only thing that's...
She needs to. She's clearly
Because
having some issues.
it doesn't do anything to put her away. Thank you, Megan Florida, King of Grifters Fund. And Sassy Pants for the grift. But that seems like we'll be going tomorrow we'll figure out when it starts tomorrow. If I know Josie, she has already pulled everything on the case. And
Yeah, why not?
and we'll be starting that tomorrow then. That means we'll be ending at 11 p.m.
I mean, do you for sure have a feed for it and everything? Before you get all
No, I
settled
have
in?
nothing. I was just sent the papers by Marissa. If I can find a feed for it, which I probably can, we'll do it tomorrow. It'll hopefully not be necessary to have the VPN on because that'll crap it all out. But we'll try and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. You never know. Something else might show up. Who knows? So many options.
Fed is having fun. He found a cheap bottle of liquor when he was out. Where's the puppy? It's was just in the garden yelling at all the neighbors. I don't take a break. No breaks. What's starting tomorrow? The 7 Deadly Sins trial. 2 people who unalived 7 other people, where some of them were member of their own biker gang. If we can find a feed, if we can find everything, we'll do that. So he's having a wonder. He's sending me pictures. Weather's good. He's been at the beach today. He found a cheap liquor. Do care and read again. No way I'm doing 7 weeks of Lally again. I'll whenever anything new pops up, yes, I'll do that. But I won't sit through those people who are sitting and watching testimony and running it through. They are brave soldiers. They must be on something, because listening to Lally for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Can I name the 7 deadly sins? Gluttony, lust, unaliving, greed, which isn't that the same as gluttony? Pride, I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so we don't have deadly sins. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Lutheran Christian, so we don't believe in sins. Envy and sloth. And murder, no. That's another 7. That was a 7 week, a 1 week murder trial and 7 weeks of financial crimes. You have to be an accountant to watch that trial.
I was so
Watch
bummed.
what movie?
What?
Well, it's because I'm lustful. Yeah, they should raise that defense and say, hey, we are deadly sinners. We told them we were deadly sinners, so they should know we would do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially that you could cut every witness down by a day if you didn't listen to snow reports. Well, that's what Luther said, is going back to the book, and as long as you believe, you're good. That's the golden message. If you believe in him, he believes in you. So that's why we don't really believe. But I think that's what we're doing, Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Sounds fine to me.
Yeah. Oh, I have to find somewhere to send you. Is anyone we know live? Boop, 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 boop. Who do we know who's live? Oh, the lovely Brandy is back.
Which one is she doing? Is she doing the guy?
I don't know.
Is that one guy?
No, there's no new Karen Reed case started. We are still waiting for a response to the motion about the jurors from Bev. Yeah, I was baptized, and my kids were baptized as well, and we're confirmated. So we're gonna jump off. I'm gonna send you to Brandy. Melanie is live as well. I sent you to her yesterday, I believe. No, yet not yesterday. Friday, maybe. Brandy have had a very sick friend of hers, so go show her a little love. Give her some muffins in chat. And well, Marissa, you should have been here because Jamie has been yelling a lot about things you should know. The ballerina might get a new trial. Again, I don't think the flip phone will do anything, but the lying on the voir dire could be a problem. Still no ruling in that either. Yes. Come back tomorrow. All the things you know. And we'll figure something out. If we don't do this, we do something else. You know how it is. No days off when Jamie's the boss.
Bye, guys. Have a great
Hasta
day.
luego.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Checking your honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't have cared.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody has.